You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you plated. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Did you give the other women back their money?
I didn't give anybody back anything.
Yes, she did. She gave them all back their money.
How did you find that out?
Because she told me. I guess it was a conflict of personality, and so they all started to back out one by one.
Okay.
She's my cousin. I always support her in all her venues. She always asks for money. I always support her. I give her money. I always give her money.
This is the plaintiff, Deborah Garland. She says she loaned her cousin, the defendant, money, and now she can't get her to repay the loans. They aren't speaking to one another any longer. The defendant has blocked her number, and she has no choice but to sue her in court for the $2,761.26 she claims she's owed. This is the defendant, Tiffany Simone Green Fulton. She says she doesn't owe her cousin any money. The woman's just hungry for some attention and unhappy with her life. That's right. She has 3 books getting released, is all over social media, and is just jealous of her success. She thinks once the facts come out, the judge will have no other choice but to rule in her favor and send the plaintiff on her way as the loser. She's accused of conning a cousin.
All parties, please hit your record.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Deborah Garland, you are suing Tiffany Simone. Look at you two. Look at you two. You can't even take your eyes off each other. We just walked in here. You're suing your beloved first cousin, who you have always been super close to all of your life, Tiffany Simone Green Fulton, correct?
Yes.
For loans and interest that you say she owes you in the amount of $2,761.26. What happened?
2013, she opened up a flea market.
She opened up a booth in a flea market?
No, she leased a lot.
Okay.
And she got several other women to participate in the flea market.
Okay.
But most of them backed down. So she asked me if I would participate in it with her, join her. So I did.
How did you join her?
By giving her $1,500. She gave me a contract with 12.5% interest. And I never got my money. The flea market closed, I believe, in 2015.
Okay, but I've read do you have a copy of the contract?
No, I don't.
Why not?
It's been so long ago and so many things have transpired since then.
Do you have a copy of the contract?
Yes.
Okay. Was there a contract?
Probably so.
Okay. And what was the deal that you guys struck?
She was going to help me with the market. But we also knew that when you're running a business, it's a possibility that you're going to take a loss.
Of course.
And money is not going to be made.
According to her, this was a loan, but according to the paperwork, it's part loan, part partnership. What was it?
It wasn't a partnership. She was helping me out. She was helping her cousin out.
Were you supposed to pay her back?
If I had made money from the market.
Were you supposed to pay her back any part of it, no matter whether you made money or not?
No.
All right. Now, this is what she's handing me as the contract that you guys entered into. Is that correct? Take a look at it.
This looks like a contract, but my signature is not on it because this was something that we had discussed.
Yeah, I noticed that. Is that the contract you guys agreed upon, or is there a different?
We didn't
Did you
agree.
ever sign a contract?
No.
Who wrote the contract?
She did.
Did you write?
Well, I'm not going to say.
Did you type this?
I downloaded it because we had discussed.
Oh, honey, pick a better site to download from. There's all these conflicting things in here. You only have 25% distributed. Where's the other 75%? That's just math.
To all the other women that...
The other women were the 75%?
And she gave them all back their money.
Did you give the other women back their money?
I didn't give anybody back anything.
Yes, she did. She gave them all back their money.
How did you find that out?
Because she told me. I guess
And?
it was a conflict of personality, and so
Okay.
they all started to back out one by one.
Okay.
She's my cousin. I always support her in all her venues. She always asks for money. I always support her. I give her money. I always
do you
give
do
her
that?
money. Because she normally pays me back.
Does
And-
she? Because
yes, she does.
I can't help but notice that you're saying that she owes you $1,500 for a loan, but then you've got here that half is a loan and half is a partnership.
That's what she wrote up.
Well, what did you mean?
I loaned it to her. She said, hey, I'm going to give it back to you with interest. I said, okay, Tiffany. I gave it to her out of the goodness of my heart.
And according to you, she never gave you any money that was supposed to be paid back. It was only supposed to be paid back if you made money.
If there was profit, of course I would have paid my cousin money. She's always
Yeah, but
been very
what would
supportive.
you have paid her?
I would have paid her $1,500 plus some. That's my cousin.
What sum?
Let me tell you something. If I have
Let me tell you something. You guys
I'm sorry,
have
Judge.
no business practicing law. None. Zero.
Judge, if I have $1 million, I give her a quarter of it because she has been
Why
very
a quarter?
supportive. Because that's my cousin.
Why don't
and
you give her
she's been
half?
listen to me, Judge, she's been so supportive of everything I've done. That's why when this whole situation happened over $20,
Yeah.
I was like-
let's get to that. Let's get to that. After this, which is in 2013, okay, years pass. And then according to you, in what year did she, 2017, 4 years later, she asks you for another loan.
Yes.
But you know that she never paid back this other amount that you're saying she was supposed to pay back.
Right.
And yet you give her more money. Why?
Right. Because she's
My cousin.
my cousin, and she's adventuring doing her book. She's
Yeah,
creative.
but weren't you saying to her, I can't give you any more money, you still haven't even paid me the other stuff?
She says, I'm going to give it to you, cuz. I'm going to hook you up, cuz. So every time she has a idea, whether it's supporting her book or whatever event she has going on, she says, will you support me? I support her. I'm going to hook you up, cuz. I'm going to give it to you. You know, I'm going to hook you up when I get my money, I said, okay. I think she's good for her word. So this time she goes, I'm going to interview the person for the book. I just need to go out there and interview
Where's out
him.
there?
Barbados.
Really? So what happens recently that causes you to file a lawsuit to recover 5 years of relationship where things were happening here and you're supporting her?
April, I had a procedure done. She came to support me. She asked for lunch. She went to get lunch. All of a sudden, my boyfriend had to pay for it, and it cost $40. So I asked her what kind of lunch costs $40 that she didn't even feed him. She couldn't answer me. So she got mad because I asked her. She thought I shouldn't be questioning her about $40 of a lunch. That was my concern.
What did you? Inquiring minds want to know. You should write a book about that. What did you eat for $40 that you didn't bring him?
he asked me, Tiffany, and my cousin asked me, Tiffany, could you hang out with me? And then I was going back up to Connecticut with her to care for her.
Okay.
Care for her wounds, do whatever she needed me to do.
Right.
So I didn't have any money on me, struggling artist. So he said, Tiffany came by to check on her. Is she all right? I said, well, she's still in. And he said, well, you're hungry? And I said, yeah, I can use something to eat. I wanted Italian food. I ordered eggplant parmesan, and I ordered the garlic bread with mozzarella cheese.
Of course.
He was like, I said, well, it costs such and such. He said, Tiffany, get whatever you want because
How much did it cost? $40?
It was $20-something.
Okay. And then, so the bill comes and he pays it.
Yes. I was with her for 2 days caring for her.
At
And
her house?
At her house. And she was, I was also driving her vehicle because she couldn't really do too much driving. And she said, Tiffany, what you order for $20-something? And who buys a lunch for $20-something? And I looked at her because I'm like, it was very odd. I'm like, are you serious? And we got into this big argument, and then she basically kicked me out of her car after she cussed me out.
For real? Have you guys always had a volatile relationship?
Never.
Never?
I was caught off guard.
Have you
in
ever
our
thought
life.
like that?
I don't know what she's talking about,
Never.
but this is her version. But
Never.
What happened? What's your version of what happened in the car?
my version,
Yeah.
she was outside in my car, running the car, When I got to the car, I said, "Are you still sitting out here with the car running?" "Yeah, I can't go inside because there's too much dust inside. But I have 3 miles left of gas in my car." I said, "Well, how long you gonna sit here running the car before the car?"
She's got expensive taste for someone who always needs money.
Always need
but
money.
you're kind of enabling it, aren't you? So that's when that little thing that had been bothering you about the $25
so
lunch
now
or
I have
$40
no gas
lunch.
in my car. I'm about to run out of gas. She's sitting there. I said, "Well, what did you buy for $40 for lunch that you didn't feed him with?" And after that evening around 6 o'clock, she got $10 of Chipotle's. I said, "That's $50 in one
Now
day."
you've gone too far. $10 of Chipotle.
She went to eat after that. I said, "What did you buy?" I just wanted to know what you buy for $50.
Well, it sounds like you're angry that she's running the car and running you out of gas. And
She just keeps taking and taking and taking.
so
when-
what's this really about? Because it's not about a $40 lunch. So
It's about-
what it's really about,
What it's really about is
that you feel she's a taker.
she stopped speaking. She jumped out the car in the middle of the street. She jumped out. "I'm never speaking to you again. I'm blocking you because I asked her about the $40. Fine. She hasn't spoken since.
How
So
long
now-
ago was that?
This is since March 2017.
Are you guys kidding me?
And this is how she treats me. I've always been there for her. This is how she treats me after always supporting her. And then I see on Facebook she's moving. She got new clothes. She got everything. Okay, now pay me my money. You said I'm going to pay you back your money when I paid for the trip. I'm still waiting.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you sue your cousin if that cousin stiffed you on a loan?
Yes, definitely.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much was the loan?
Well, I mean, does it matter to you?
Yeah, it does, because if it's not a lot, then I would just let it go.
Okay, and you?
Probably so.
You would sue your cousin?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, I have this trick that I use. I can't even use it on you because you're all cold-blooded. Going inside the courtroom.
Let me ask you a question. Talk to me about Barbados. Were you supposed to pay her back for that?
Yes.
Okay, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Do you really think this is about $40, or do you think this is about? Did you guys grow up together and everything?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
This was just why I couldn't understand why she cussed me out. She never cussed me out
No,
before
what
in
I
my
can't
life.
understand, I can understand how she cussed you out. I can't understand how I'm here and how it lasted this long. I can't understand how somebody didn't say, "I may be mad, but I miss you more than I'm mad."
I've
If my
texted
cousin
her.
need me,
Have
I'd
you
be there
texted
for
her and she just won't answer you?
I've texted her and apologized as soon as she got out my car for letting it blow up so.
And what happened? She didn't even answer you?
No, she blocked me.
I was
She
hurt
don't speak.
because she never cussed at me like that before.
No, all she ever did was go like this.
No, but that.
Yeah, no,
No,
yes.
no, you're right,
That's all
yes.
she ever did. So how is
Yes.
it that you let it get to this stage?
Because she was very mean to me.
Okay, she was very mean to me. She was mean to me. And so I'm gonna throw out a lifetime
No,
to
no.
prove a point.
No, not at all. I was definitely going to give it to her back because,
Well,
like
wait,
I said,
have you
of
done that?
course, Because I haven't gotten on my feet yet.
Okay, listen, it's like we're way past when you should be getting on your feet to pay back a $323 bill. You see? But let me tell you what, I'm ruling on behalf of the plaintiff in the amount of the loan in March than the trip of $323.76. As to the other amount, I got a feeling that I'm going to treat it the same way you treated it, which is that this was a partnership between you, it didn't work out, it's gone, and we lost the money. I don't have any evidence that she was going to pay you back because what you've shown me is this typed up thing that does not have her signature on it. And it wasn't a $1,500 loan like you're suing for. Even your own typing that you gave me says half of it needs to be paid back, not $1,500 of it. Did you know that?
It said,
Oh, yeah, I know. Because you're so mad you can't see straight. What? Actually, let me rephrase that. I think she's so hurt she can't see straight.
And I'm sorry. I love my cousin. I still
Do
love
ya?
her. I really do.
Were you happy or mad when she sued you?
No, I was like, this is funny. She could have came and talked to me. But I was
I was
hoping.
talk to you. She texted you. You ignored her.
I've been Facebooking her and texting her.
And you shot her out. You just. How was she gonna talk to you?
No, I'm glad she's here, and whenever she get back,
Do you
and I'm
miss
glad
your
she's here.
cousin?
Of course I do. We were close.
Cut it out, both of you. Just cut it out.
You're right, Judge.
I can't believe you let it get this far, and you're really the one who let it get this far. Because if she reached out and she tried to solve it, and you left her hanging with money and stuff, you're really the one who's at fault.
I am at fault, and I admit that.
Good. Now apologize.
I'm sorry. I love you.
I love you too.
And when I get some money, I'm gonna pay you back.
No, you can pay back right now. But go ahead. Let me see a little joy in my core. Go ahead. Step up. Step back. Step back.
I love you.
Do you mean it, or did you do it
No,
because
I
I made
do mean
you?
it, and I'm telling you, when these books sell, she's gonna be all right.
Oh my gosh, you gotta love that kind of enthusiasm.
She's gonna be all right.
Just stop investing in it, okay?
Yes.
Let's keep money out of your relationship.
Yes.
All right? Just let your relationship be a relationship. Because before you know it, this stuff's over, right?
Yes.
As for the Barbados thing, pay the lady $323.76 plus your court costs. Good luck, folks.
So maybe we have the beginnings of a reunion here, even though the judge has ordered you to give her back $323.
Yes.
So will you do that?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I mean, this is just a shame, this whole thing. And you feel that way too, I know.
Of course I do. Of
And
course
the judge
I do.
says your fault. It's mostly your fault.
And I agree with the judge.
Okay.
I agree with the judge.
All right. So you're going to get together now?
Of
you
course,
think?
I love my cousin.
I believe it.
I was just upset that she cuts me out. I don't like people being
Well, you
mean
cut her
to me.
off too, so
Yeah, you're right.
you're guilty.
I am guilty.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
good
you.
enough. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck to you. All right, Ms. Garland, how you feeling right now? What do you think about what just happened?
I feel like I didn't get what I was due.
You mean money?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I
Well, the
still
judge asked you
feel-
to take money out of
Take
it.
money out of it. She's
You
still
get
my cousin.
$323. You're going to get that?
Yes. She's still my cousin.
Yeah.
You know, I hate for it to have gotten this far,
So,
but she knows what she owes.
will you let the past be buried?
The past is in the past. I can't bring it back.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
I hope you get together. Harvey?
You know, Doug, what I love about this case is that it shows that a lawsuit doesn't have to ruin a relationship, that you can have honest disagreements and the judge decides. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
So good, so good, so good.
Get ready, because it's time to save at your Nordstrom Rack store. Now through February 23rd, take an extra 40% off red tag clearance boots, jackets, and sweaters. We're talking the best cold weather styles from Vince, Cole Haan, Sam Edelman, and more. All on sale for even less. All sales final. You never know what you'll find, but you know it's gonna be so good. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the plaintiff, Michelle Carpenter. She says she rented a room in the defendant's house, but was never allowed to move in. When she asked the defendant to return her money, the woman became hostile, then threatened to send people over to her job to get her. The crazy woman basically stole her money, never made it possible for her to move in, and she's here suing for the $600 she's due. This is the defendant, Samantha Morera. She says on the very day the plaintiff was supposed to move in, she sent her a text stating she wanted her money back. She wasted her time and energy on this woman, and she's not returning her money because the room was ready for her on move-in day, and she was the one who backed out of the deal. She's accused of holding on tight to rent.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff rented a room from the defendant, but when it was time to move in, the defendant said nope. And when she demanded her money back, the defendant threatened her. But the defendant says the plaintiff's the one who flaked. It's the case of get a room.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Michelle Carpenter, you are suing Samantha Morera for $600.
Yes.
$400 that you paid her to rent a room that you want returned to you, plus $200 for harassment. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so it was my daughter. Well, I met her as an Uber driver, and
She was your Uber driver?
yes.
Okay.
And she drove me a couple of times, and we became, built a relationship, a bond, a friendship, or whatever. And I told her my situation and what I was going through, and she said she could help me. She had a room for
What
rent.
was your situation? What were you going through?
Like, I was just going through a lot of stuff. Like, I was living at my parents' house, and I was being charged, some money, and she said she had a room for like $400 that she could save me money, and I could save my money to get a new apartment.
Okay.
So
who's the person next to you?
This is my godmother, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you get the same Uber driver twice? That's never happened.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Right,
It was
okay.
meant to be. We were meant to be friends or something. You know, it was destined. But I
Okay.
got the same Uber driver twice. So she offered me the room in her apartment. I said yes, I would take it. So on August 28th, my daughter's birthday, she came out, picked me and my daughter up. We went to her house.
How old's your daughter?
She just turned 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah. And what happened was I was living with my sister, and my daughter was attacked by a pit bull. So that's when I moved to my parents' house, 38 stitches in the face and everything.
Oh goodness,
Yeah.
in her face?
Yeah, in her face.
What happened to the dog?
They finally they put her down like maybe.
It wasn't your sister's
No,
dog.
it wasn't my
It was a
sister's
neighborhood dog. I got it.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so on the August 28th, she picked me up. We came to my her house. We went to the bank and got her the money for the rent or whatever. I asked her, like, I kept texting her and everything, when can I move in, when can I move in? And then she said she would pick me up, but she was busy and she was going through things herself.
She would pick you up for what? To move you in?
Yeah, like
Okay.
pick me up with my stuff because I didn't have a car. So I offered my dad to, if my dad could bring me with the truck. And she said no, she didn't want that because she didn't want, people knowing her address and men she didn't know at her house, which I understood.
So she's going to pick you up on what day? Because August 28th is your daughter's birthday.
Yes.
And you were celebrating that day.
Yes.
But then there's August 29,
Yes, I asked
30.
her.
31, 1, 2. What's going on during all those days before the text?
Before what?
Before the text where you tell her I'm not moving in. Like, what happened there?
I call her and she doesn't pick up.
Okay. But didn't you guys have a plan of what day you'd move in?
There was no plan. There was no plan. I just have
Okay.
Yeah,
so what happens then? I see that on September 2nd, you ask her whether she's going to be able to pick up and drop off your kid at school.
Yeah, because that was the thing. That was the plan. She was gonna on August 28th. The next day we were gonna go register my daughter for school so she'd go to school in her district. So I was asking her if she could pick and drop. Would be able to pick
Every
and drop.
day?
Well, not every day.
Pick up and drop off your child from school every day? That's your responsibility.
No, I know. No, I don't mean pick her up from school. I mean at the bus stop, wherever the bus stop would be. If I wasn't there, if I was at work. So she never texted me back or anything. So I said, you know what? I don't know what's going on. And school was starting. So I said, I'm not going to be moving in.
You text her the question at 9-something at night on September 2nd. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you have the text on your phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I see him?
The judge can start from September 2nd to September.
Oh, I'll be
3rd.
starting before that. Thank you. So what's your version of this? You say she just changed her mind?
She just changed her mind right after I had verbally spoken to, she says, her godmother, Elizabeth. I believe it was around 9:59.
Okay, but at 9-something, there's a text to you asking if you're going to pick up and drop off her daughter. Tell me what that's about.
Me and her had a verbal conversation before I spoke to Elizabeth, and I said that I don't think that I would be able to do it all the time. You have to fix your schedule so that you can be able to pick up your own daughter.
And then she texts you at 9-something and says, so are you going to finally be able to pick her up and take her too? You don't answer. Why don't you answer, just out of curiosity?
I was driving.
Okay.
A
And
customer
then
around.
she says, I've changed my mind. So you have $400 of her dollars and you don't want to give it back because she doesn't get to change her mind. And you want it back because you never rented the place.
I never even got a key or
I
anything.
understand. What you need to understand is that legally you did rent the place when you gave the $400.
Okay, so
that's called an offer and acceptance. That's what a contract is. She's renting out a place at $400. You say, you know what, I'll take it, and you give her $400. That contract's complete. What did she do that would cause you to be entitled to get the money back and let you out of the deal?
Because she told me she would pick me up and bring my stuff to her house, and she never did. And even when I asked for my father to bring my stuff to her, she said she didn't want any men at her house.
Okay, so I would expect to see some text traffic.
We talked on the phone.
See, that's the thing. The text traffic I'm seeing doesn't mention anything about that. Okay. The text traffic I'm seeing is about, are you going to pick up and drop off my kid, which is not a reasonable request of a landlord. That's at 9:20. You don't get an answer. You say, I'm not going to be moving in. When will I be able to get my money back? no answer in a good 2 weeks. It would have been nice to have my $400 back considering you never rented me the room, but that's okay, you'll see. And you answer, this is lovely. I can't even say it out loud.
Yeah,
blank my blank and John's blank, blank, your loss, not mine. You and off or else. She says, we'll see. Yeah, try me. You could just be a good person and give me my money back. And here's the pièce de résistance. Trust me. Please ask John. Who is John?
John is a friend that she introduced me to.
Please ask John if I am the one to be harassing right now, B, because I will have my soldiers solve this issue at your job if they have to. What was that?
So once a tenant plunks down a security deposit, is the landlord locked in?
I say give it 2 days, and then maybe he might be locked in.
Well, what about immediately? Is the landlord locked in once the tenant gives the money?
Yeah, because that would be a binding contract.
It is a binding contract even though it's not written?
Yeah, I agree, if it's verbal. Yeah.
Verbal's enough?
Yeah.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
I try and stay private, and I try to help people out, and I did have a conversation.
By threatening to send your soldiers to their job?
I had a voice recorder of Elizabeth and Michelle when I wanted to pick up her belongings in the morning on September 3rd at 9 a.m. And at 1:51 a.m., she changed her mind.
I'm sorry. How does that answer what I just asked?
I'm so sorry.
You just said you were going to send soldiers to her job
Yes.
to solve the issue. Is that how you help people?
I felt like she was harassing me.
And how was she harassing you? By asking you
constantly
2 weeks
asking.
later to please be nice and give her money back?
She was blowing up my phone too.
Okay, so by calling you and asking for the money back, she was harassing you?
I was not picking up.
Then how was it harassing you? But she couldn't have been nicer. Please don't threaten me. I did nothing wrong. I thought we were helping each other. And you answered, B, no one wants you now, so you're bored, okay? I mean, you were really super mean. Here's the thing, okay? I don't like her attitude. I don't like her juju, okay? But that has nothing to do with the law. When you rent a place and you change your mind, that's on you. The fact that you hadn't moved in yet is irrelevant. Once you agree to rent a place, she says, I'm renting it for $400, you say, I'll take it, and you hand $400, that's a contract, and it's enforceable. You can't just change your mind and get your money back. I can see that it's you who backed out because I have tons of text traffic.
Yes, I did.
Because I can see that you are absolutely at 9:56 still wanting to move in there. Then when you don't get the answer you want as fast as you want it about whether or not she'll be picking up your kid all the time, then at 1 o'clock, then all of a sudden it's, I've changed my mind, when can I have my money back? You're not entitled to your money back.
Okay, well, I had to register my daughter for school. So it was either I register her at her
Well, you know
house
what?
or her
Here's
house.
the thing, though. You're renting a place and you're getting your daughter registered is your job. You're picking up your kid from the bus stop is your job. It is not your landlord's job. It doesn't. I had to register my kid. Go register your kid and move in. You paid rent. You can move in. See, she didn't stop you from moving in.
No.
You
But
yourself.
how can I move in with no
She didn't
key?
pick up the phone at that night at 9:56. So at 1, I have a right to change my mind.
But how do you move
don't
in
have
without
a
a
right to
key?
change your mind. And my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
You hurt yourself because you didn't back out.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You're having a conversation here. You're explaining to her what happened, right?
She never backed out.
And
but
like-
she didn't tell the whole story.
Yeah, but how do I move in with no key? Like I understand, like I gave her the money. I didn't know if when I gave her the money I was supposed to, be able to go.
You
or
entered the
whatever.
contract,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know. Okay, I know
But you
now.
never backed
But I
out.
never backed out. After a while, I said I'm not going to just give my money back. I'm not going to move in. But how do you move into a place where you don't have a key anyway?
Well, the judge decided you backed out of the contract at 1 o'clock in the morning. So
Okay, whatever.
You told the story itself.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
you learned the hard way. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Thank you.
You lost.
Thank you very much. Okay. Here comes Miss Maria, the defendant now. You're smiling.
Yes, I am. Even if I had lost, I would have smiled. You know why? Because I tried to help her
Yeah.
as much as I could. I was trying to keep them from saving money. They needed to save money so that they can have their own a place to stay.
Was she asking you to do too much, though? Pick up her kids and things like that?
Yes, a blow-up bed and stuff like that. I was preparing a lot of stuff. It was on recording on my phone, but we didn't get to process that.
Didn't need it. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank
okay?
you.
You must sign some documents outside. Harvey?
I mean, here's the deal. When you give somebody a deposit, there should be a corresponding document that shows what is it that you're renting and for how much. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now. I'm working here.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places. Between payroll, your tax consultant, and the IRS. If your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
This is the plaintiff, Shelby Hayes. He says the defendant's rotten tree fell on his car one day, destroying it, and the guy won't pay up. That's right, his car was parked. He's 25 years old and works his butt off, and the defendant needs to pay for his negligence and pay him for the $3,200 he's owed for his totaled car. This is the defendant, John Dorney. He says a nor'easter brought down his tree, and the insurance company determined it was an act of God. The tree looked healthy. There was no way he could have foreseen there being a problem, and the plaintiff should go through his own auto insurance and make a claim. He's accused of not caring for his tree.
All parties, please, your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant's rotten tree fell on his car and he won't pay. But the defendant says it was an act of God. It's the case of fear God, fear trees.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Shelby Hayes, you are suing John Dorney for $3,200, a Kelley Blue Book value of a car that you say was destroyed when his tree fell on top of your car. So what was your car doing in your neighbor's yard? This is a friend of yours' yard?
Yeah, my buddy Trent. We put it there because I was going away for a vacation and we were getting work done on our bathroom and our kitchen. So we had a dumpster going into the driveway, and we didn't have enough room for it.
How long had it been there?
2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
All right, and lo and behold, how do you find out that a horrible thing has happened?
Well, my buddy Brian called me.
How many cars were on Trent's property?
2. And he's like, "You're not going to like this." I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" He's like, "It's your truck." I'm like, "What about my truck? Just spit it out."
Well, let's see what happened to your truck.
Yeah.
Wow. Yours is the black Chevrolet.
Yep. It's green, actually. It's
green, yeah. No, I can tell it's green in this one. What luck.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, jeez.
And ironically enough, I put it there for safekeeping, so.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah, that's the stump. I mean.
So what happened? Was there a storm? Had there been a storm?
No, not that I know of. I mean.
Well, where were you?
I was in Massachusetts.
Talk to me. What happened?
There was a nor'easter while he wasn't able to see the car, and I was on vacation for 2 weeks with my family.
Okay.
And there was a nor'easter during that period. I'm not sure exactly what day. But when we came home, there was small branches and leaves and stuff all over our front yard. I didn't know about the backyard until we let our dog out and she didn't come back. That's how I found the tree.
Okay. Now, when the tree comes down, was there any vegetation on this tree?
The last I saw the tree was in April. We had a deer having a baby in the backyard, so we kind of let the back part of the grass get a little bit higher. But the last we saw in April, there was greenery on the top of the tree.
Okay, this picture right here that shows like a slice.
Yeah, they cut the tree.
I did that.
They cut
right.
the tree
Does anybody
off.
have a picture of it before that happened?
No. But you can see the picture that I took, like looking at the fence. See
That
how rotten
picture,
the rotten
right?
stump right there?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it literally went straight to the right from that picture.
So what caused the tree to fall down? His premise is, look, he's got to pay because this tree is obviously a diseased tree. Okay? What evidence do you have that it's a diseased tree?
It's completely rotten. I mean, you could take from, viewing the picture to your right. I mean, it's completely, even if there wasn't a northeastern, if there was, I'm not sure, it would have came down regardless.
I wish you had told me. I would have taken it down.
But
but it's not his job to tell you. do you have any pictures of the tree before you left town?
No, ma'am.
Because if this tree's standing in my yard and there's not a leaf on it,
The top part of the canopy is missing. I don't know where it was, but there was other stuff there. I don't know if they cleaned anything.
Where'd it go?
No.
I don't know.
We didn't touch anything. I left it there all for insurance and stuff like that in case, someone had to come look at it.
If you look at the video, I have a picture of my side of the tree that's left on my side of the yard.
Yeah.
Anything. It's not on the truck. It's not on the other car that has no license plate. But the tree that's left in our yard has bark on it.
You know what's not in your video? Any foliage either on this tree. This
No,
tree
ma'am.
that has
I'm not
bark
saying
coming off of it, no foliage, nothing, no, and any of the pictures, the ones taken in July when you come home, July 14th. Do you have the pictures on your phone?
No, I don't have any. Hold on.
Every day a tree falls on a car. How does no one have? My daughter won't eat dinner until her phone eats dinner. She can't, if we're at a restaurant, phone eats first and she takes a picture. But nobody thinks to take a picture of in July. Did your you say your insurance company said it was act of God.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have anything from the insurance company? But you've come to court completely empty. You're supposed to prove there was a nor'easter. You're supposed to prove that, there was some investigation. If you had something from the insurance company that says something about why they say it was act of God, there should be something out there for you to give me, and there's nothing.
And another ironic thing is I'm a tree climber.
Get out of here.
I swear. Yeah, I work for a tree company, actually.
Well, then let me ask you a question,
my dad's
brain
done it
surgeon.
30 years.
Why do you park your car by a tree that looks completely dead?
I wasn't even paying attention, Your Honor.
Well, maybe you should be.
Well, it was a 6-foot fence, and I wasn't really concerned about. I didn't think his tree would fall.
I wouldn't expect the average Joe, but a tree climber? What's a tree climber anyway?
So the tree is rotten, but a storm knocks it over. Is the tree owner responsible for the damage when the tree falls in the car?
Yes, for sure.
Why?
Because it's their tree and it's their car. So.
But it fell as a result of the storm.
I don't think so. It's like you can't really help that.
So the tree owner's not responsible.
Yeah.
Therefore, we need a tiebreaker. And who will that be? That will be you, sir.
Go ahead, Clint.
I mean, the tree owner, if he knew it was rotten, it had to come down,
So he should have brought it down.
Yeah.
And if he didn't bring it down, then he's responsible if the storm...
It fell anyway, to be honest. And then someone would have been unfortunate.
So if a tree falls in the forest, that's a whole other thing, right? All right. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
I climbed trees and cut them down.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Do you have any proof that there was a nor'easter? Because that would be on you to bring, because, it's kind of the middle of summer. I'm trying yeah.
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, you want me to go fetch it? I
would love that.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
I'm sorry.
So we've got us a problem. Do you have the Kelly Blue Book proof of the value?
I don't have it.
Do you
put on? But it was between.
No, I take whatever. I'm just gonna. Because we've known each other all our lives, and I know what an expert you are.
No.
You're a tree expert, and you didn't know not to park next to this. So I can't trust your version. Do you have the Kelly Blue Book value?
No, it's $3,500.
Do you have it in writing?
It's between 1,700.
Just stop. Yeah, it's less than what you're asking for. Alyssa's sending you messages. Does she not know you're here?
She does. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's my girlfriend.
This is my time now, Alyssa.
Sorry.
And your video was July.
Is that what
and your video, yeah.
Was that my video or his?
You have a video?
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
I have a video of where the tree's placed, and
there's the bark on top of the truck. I haven't seen that before.
But you can see there's been pine beetles. That's what kills the pine trees. Those holes right there, you see the holes in the wood?
No, I don't see them. You're going too fast. Right there.
Yeah, those are pine beetles. That's what that's a bug that burrows its way into the tree, and it stops the nutrient system and kind of blocks up the veins of the tree from getting moisture.
Why did you park the truck there if you knew that?
That's great, but I'm not inspecting your lawn.
Right.
To be worried about this lawn.
Correct.
If I was parking a truck, then I was worried.
25, man.
Okay, well put. The last thing he said, I'm not inspecting your lawn. Because here's the thing, that we as homeowners do have an obligation to make sure that we don't have anything that's going to create a danger to someone else. These cases are virtually always act of God. But I'm looking at a tree, and he's right. I see the holes of the burrowing, and I see that there's no foliage on it on every picture that I'm given for proof in the case. You say there was a nor'easter, you come with nothing. You say that insurance said that you didn't have to pay. You come with no report from any investigation that might elucidate me from the insurance company. What are you looking? Are you answering, Alyssa?
No. I'm
Okay,
looking
what
for-
are you doing? You can stop.
Okay.
All right.
And I have the Kelly Blue Book.
Now you have it?
Screenshot.
Yeah, I got
that's
it
what I'm
myself.
looking for.
Let me see what you've got now.
Okay. Yeah, it says private sale.
No, don't read it. Give it to my
sorry.
baby, please.
And it was in excellent condition. I mean,
Was it?
It really was, I promise.
Okay.
You know, it was a good truck.
I am ordering a verdict in your favor in the mid-range of $2,500. Based on the video and the pictures that I have, that tree was a diseased tree. And, you know, half the time, people can't even know that it's a diseased tree. But in this case, it was pretty obvious from the very first picture and videos taken in July that there's no foliage on the tree. And that's like a dead giveaway. You've got a dead tree and you got to do something about it. You can't just leave it alone because it's in the back of your yard. It could pose a danger to others. Verdict for the plaintiff, $2,500.
Thank you, man.
So the plaintiff prevails. Mr. Dorney, you just shook hands with the plaintiff. Shaking hands with me.
He's a good man.
He's a good man.
Yes, sir.
Were you shocked to find out all of this? And what about, do you have other trees like that in your yard?
No. And there won't be any more trees like that in my yard now.
Okay. Well, it was a first, you know?
Yeah, it's a first.
Maybe if you'd have gotten some evidence there was
Maybe if I had
there.
a tree guy look at the tree.
Yeah. Bring in a test. Yeah, exactly. Would have helped you.
Yes, sir.
Well, you seem to be in good shape. Thank
Yes,
you very
I'm
much.
glad that he got.
Good. You're
Thank
good.
you very
Okay,
much.
very much. What was your first thought when you saw the car? Did you cry?
No. It wasn't a safekeeping place, I guess, so, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I would have done if I'd have seen my car like that.
You know, I tried to do everything I could. I didn't want it to come to this, but, you know, they refused, so I had to do what I was forced to, so.
Okay. Sorry about that. Well, good enough. Thank you very much.
Thank
okay.
you.
Congratulations. Harvey?
So if you have a neighbor and that there's a tree that looks precarious, it's rotten or whatever, put the neighbor on notice that the tree is rotten. Once you send him, say, an email, they are on notice. And then if the tree falls, your rights are enhanced measurably.